Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to UGC Season 10, Week 1 of Intermediate League. And tonight, we're going to be watching a match between Unchained Obsidian Esports and Bambi Brigade. My name is Magnum Phoenix, your host and caster, and with me, my co-host, co-caster, Benny Buckeye. How's it going, Benny?
Everything is going well over here tonight. We are going to be watching Bambi Brigade, who is actually the intermediate team of the Oh Dear brand, who we just saw and casted for in Premier League yesterday.
That's right. Oh Dear has multiple different branches, actually. So Oh Dear is like their premier team. Then they have Bambi Brigade for the intermediate division, and then I believe it's Fawn Faction for the beginner division of UGC. So 3 different branches. Really great organization. They have a whole bunch of great players there. Very welcoming. I enjoy their group of people a lot. So a little bit of a home field advantage in the caster's heart, I would say. But Unchained Esports Obsidian looking very strong as they're going to be rolling into their first match of Intermediate Season 10.
That is for sure. Now, Hanamura is a 2 control point map. Very, I expect that we'll see a standard GOATS composition, plus maybe a Maid. Do you have any additional thoughts?
Ready for battle.
Well, judging by kind of the team compositions that the defenders are picking, you're seeing kind of a classic bunker start to appear. And bunker can be fairly strong on this map due to the high ground and positioning that the defenders can take. You can kind of like set up on the high ground and just lay down fire into that choke point. And if you're a GOATS team trying to push through that choke, you can find it very difficult because there's not a whole lot of cover as you're trying to run to point on Hanamura A.
That you will not, with I Just Phil bringing out the Bastion and Feel Sad Man on the Arista. This is not a normal GOATS composition at all. Look at this. Snafu bringing out the Baptiste and Caustic on a Hanzo. This is something that you kind of enjoy seeing in an intermediate game instead of a premier game. It's not standard GOATS on GOATS full-on meta. This is something completely different. We do see straight-up GOATS, of course, coming in from Bambi Brigade, but that's going to be okay. I'm looking forward to seeing how this works.
That Sonic Arrow lit up the choke point, and Unchained knows exactly what to expect here. But nice pathing from Bambi Brigade as they take the low ground to the point and have all 6 as the bunker tries to rotate over.
Obi-Wan would be very disappointed in that right there. They've got 2 ticks. They might even get through. No, the contest finally comes in. Heisenberg himself hops onto the point and tries to sell crystal meth to the remaining members of Bambi Brigade. One more contest, one more gone. Executioner himself executed by Walrus, although Walrus does happen to fall to their death. But holy cats, 7 minutes to capture point B.
That was a lightning fast take from Bambi Brigade. They did an excellent job there. And a little bit of stagger there on Walrus. He decided to charge Feel Sad Man off the map. So they don't get the snowball momentum going into point 2. Good for Unchained. They have a few seconds to kind of set up and gain their bearings here.
Yeah, what's not so good for Unchained is absolutely no one is remotely close to an ultimate. Monk-ass pops one now. Walrus puts down the Shatter, doesn't find anybody. The charge comes in. Feel Sad Man and Executioner both gone for the 6, although the Unchained Oblivion is going to have a respawn advantage. I'm not sure it's going to matter. Caustic goes down. Heisenberg demeched. Bambi Brigade is wiping the floor with anyone who approaches. They haven't lost a single player on this push yet. Feel Sad Man gets Fire Strike down to a lower HP. Here comes the charge. They miss each other. Feel Sad Man now off the point. He gets discarded. Gold Groudon puts him down. Graviton is going to collect everyone off of the point. And here we go. Diva Bomb finds one. Heisenberg gone. 2 ticks of the point. The Transcendence is going to not.
Oh, he gets body blocked!
Walrus uses his massive frame and says, "No, sir, you do not get to contest this point." And that's it.
That was a pretty cool play to keep Snafu off the point on the Zenyatta. He was ulting to try and come out and gain a little bit of contest time, but it was the CC and the body blocking on the side of Bambi Brigade that just absolutely kept him off of the point. And that is one of the fastest takes I've seen on Hanamura. 5 minutes and 52 seconds overall. That is going to be a hard time to beat. So Bambi doing an excellent job kind of pathing there and taking the high ground where it was necessary.
Walrus on Reinhardt, really providing the definition of Ich bin ein Shield, using his body to get the victory. That's something that you love to see right there. And with that 5 minutes and 52 seconds, nearly 6 minutes, Unchained Obsidian Esports is going to have to find some kind of steamroller. We're going to call it a cement press in this case, if they're going to get even remotely close to taking this into an overtime.
So Unchained Obsidian has a tall order indeed, but they can't be thinking about, oh, we have to get this point super fast. They just have to play their game. You know, they have a strat set out, and looks like they're going to be running this GOATS composition. So they play their game, complete it with a decent time, and then just go next round. They'll have round 2 to be able to fix up, ensure their defenses. So don't get ahead of themselves. That would be my advice to Unchained right now.
And look at this right here. We've got the Pharmercy providing a whole bunch of damage coming down from above. Feel Sadman is going to have a hard time blocking all of that with his shield if the positioning comes in good from Aiden. And we're seeing a bunker, but not only just a bunker strat. We have multiple levels of attack right here, and we are starting to see Unchained Obsidian change their entire team composition to deal with it.
Unchained swapping over to that Hammond and to the hamster, or I'm sorry, Hanzo and the hamster. There's a lot of disruption and damage potential here. They're not wanting to take this fight with the Bastion head on, and I can't say I blame them. Going to be 2 people on the point, just trying to contest there. A D.Va peeking through the cracks, and this Bastion's kind of surrounded from all sides. He may have to move position here in just a little bit.
Might be advantageous, but the contest is coming in pretty hard. They do have to be careful. Oh, and Feel Sadman is gone. Monka S absolutely annihilates the poor hamster straight out of his ball. The DMAC Heisenberg also goes down. And now we are seeing that first third of the point capture descend back into nothingness.
Alright, it looks like the bunker is holding strong on the side of Bambi. And Feel Sadman still on this hamster. Going to be going back to point to try and get the attention of everyone. But the Bastion's firmly planted on the high ground, and he's not interested in moving around too much. Orisa does get booped off, forcing him to relocate. But Aiden with a triple will make short work of that push.
4 go down to the Rockets. 3, of course, courtesy of the big old Q press there. Ben Celestian gone because of another rocket, and looking at the ultimate bank again, you can forget about it. With 1 minute and 45 left, we have 3, nearly 4, nearly 5 ultimates for Bambi Brigade against absolutely nothing and hero switches.
Lots of hero switches coming in. That's going to be the GOATS team composition back for Unchained Obsidian. And they had this at the very beginning. They decided not to commit to it, and so instead they're now taking this fight with no ultimates. And with that ultimate advantage, Bambi easily able to wipe.
Look at Bambi's discipline. They pop 2 ultimates, and they still have 4 remaining. Aiden adding 2 more kills himself there to get all the way up to another ultimate. That took 40 whole seconds with absolutely nothing, not even a frag to show for it. And now you've still got Justice, you've got a D.Va Bomb, you've got Baptiste, his ultimate, which I actually don't know the name of Baptiste's ultimate, it's so new.
The Damage Matrix, and we're going to look for that probably right away here, as the Bastion will be shooting through it. Oh, Aiden finds one with his rockets before taking himself out on a shield. But Unchained on the point here is going to be desperately committing what ults they have. The D.Va Bomb uses to remech here. Another D.Va Bomb from Soliston used to remech. And the Immortality Field on the point for the Baptiste. Pretty scrappy overall, but Bambi seemed to be holding decently strong here.
They are Heisenberg, the tank is demeched, and here we go. It's a story one more time of Snafu running on in desperation. with the Transcendence pop, but we are going to get to overtime, but it's not going to matter. No one is going to get there in time.
I just feel coming back on the Tracer to desperately try and touch, but not allowed. Bambi Brigade taking Hanamura very convincingly. First point hold and a very fast push.
Play of the game.
We're going to be seeing an expert use of the Q button here. Aiden exacting some justice from above. 3 go down, and the DMAC, and shoot Baby Diva in the face, got her.
Very impressive stuff. Good positioning from Aiden. 69% kill participation from him. Doing some absolute work on that Pharah, even against a Goats composition.
That was that didn't seem fair.
Definitely a bit of a shutout, I would say. Bambi looking very strong with a convincing victory there.
Yeah, they did. We're going to be moving on now to our next map of the evening. I've lost my sheet.
Stick to the script. Stick to the script, Benny.
What I meant to say was UGC Week 1 Bambi Brigade versus Unchained Obsidian is going to be moving on next to Route 66. Please, for the love of God, don't make the Old Town Road joke.
All right, we already made our joke yesterday. A bit of a groaner, if you ask me, but you know what? We haven't casted for a little bit. Our jokes are allowed to be a little bit rusty, at least for the first week. You have to give us a break just on the first week. We'll come back.
Yeah, we'll be back next week with more quality content.
With better memes.
Asterisk TM soon.
Anyway, Route 66, I have a feeling that we will see some more Goats compositions, just because that's kind of the meta. However, you can do some interesting things if you're defending first point. And what I mean by that is you can hold fairly close to the doors, and you can do kind of a surprise defense attack, very aggro hold up there. And so that might be something that one of these teams tries. I'd be interested to see. But overall, there's still some decent versatility in terms of hero pool. If Aiden wanted to go back over to that Pharah, there's some really good sight lines. And so he could potentially just dump tons and tons of damage into an enemy Goats team. Another option that we've seen is Sombra on this map. Tons of room for a Sombra to be able to move around and flank, get some high-quality hacks off, and then focus down, say, the enemy Reinhardt, and just burst them away. So lots of different hero pools that you could potentially have. But we'll just have to see which each team chooses.
And like you said, I fully expect to see a Sombra. I would love to see a Pharah. We're going to... I'm imagining that we're going to see at least 1 or 2 flanking heroes on the start from the attack, and definitely from the defense, who are going to find some level of reconnaissance and information. And do you think that we're going to see more aggressive positioning here on the first hold, maybe at the bend instead of up on top of Big Earl's 24-hour service, no refunds?
I would say that most teams are not holding on top of that diner, because if you lose that fight, that's pretty much the only fight you have. And so if you take an earlier fight, say around the bend, like you were mentioning, then you have the potential to be able to come back and contest before the team caps first. So I would definitely say that if they're running a Goats comp, which it looks like they are on defense, they'll be holding a little further forward.
But take a look at offense. If this stays, we are going to be looking at... Is Sombra technical? Oh no, here we go. Celestian switches on over to the Diva. Were they going to switch all the way to Goats? So are they going to keep again?
Is this dive? Is this old school dive? Do my eyes deceive me? Monka S on the Genji. We haven't seen that for a while, but we all know Genji's largest enemy here is going to be Caustics on the Brig.
Tremendous fan of this. Aiden takes down Snafu. The dive paying dividends as the Zenyatta in the backline is eradicated.
Ooh, big purple onto the Reinhardt.
Feels sad, man. Walrus removes the Reinhardt. Celestian takes down Caustics, and holy cats, the first goes the way of the dot.
That was some good coordination there. Aiden with the first pick on the Sombra, taking out that Zen. That's a lot of focus fire taken out with that Discord Orb going away. So excellent work on the Sombra there. And then it was a purple grenade from Furret to kind of disable Feel Sad Man on the main tank.
It would seem that Unchained has 1 point in the marking instead of Bamboo Brigade. So we might need to update that here real quick. Production, Monka S takes down Feel Sad Man. The hack comes in, it finds 3 Caustic, Heisenberg, and I Just Feel, and multiples of them are dying. Heisenberg demeched and gunned down. Payload reaches checkpoint 1.
Excellent work from Bambi pushing there. Another clean fight, using a couple ults proactively there. Walrus with a nice primal, kind of getting maximum value out of it in the left hallway there. And just really excellent cooldowns, I would say, forcing Unchained back a little bit.
And this is going to be one of the few fights where we're actually going to have fairly even amount of ultimates on each team. Unchained Obsidian coming in with 5 compared to the 4 of Bambi Brigade.
Yeah, but check this out. Monka S has the Dragon Blade, and Furret has that Nano boost. We could see some old school dash up and get the Nano. Gonna be a beat to engage. Oh, and an early grab. Kills are coming in for Unchained Obsidian right now.
Feel Sad Man picks off to Celestian on the Baby Diva gone. Monka S gone. Aiden taken out by Caustics. And there's 2 more fallen. And that's a hard reset for Bambi Brigade. The first time that their collective freight train has been put to a hard stop.
Well, Unchained committed 3 ultimates there. They had to pop the rally and the beat in order to sustain, and then it was the Graviton to kind of give them the offensive advantage. So 3 ultimates there to take the fight, and Bambi only invested 1, and that was the sound barrier. So look for some offensive ultimates from Bambi coming out here as this next fight starts to engage.
Oh boy, here comes the Diva Bomb. Is it going to find anyone? Oh. It does! Celestian finds Caustics, and I Just Feel out in the open with no protection whatsoever. Feel Sad Man also dies due to the wrath of Celestian. And Snafu gone as well, and the payload is going to advance unchecked for quite some distance as Bambi Brigade pushes in to make Unchained Obsidian slow down on their attempted retake.
2 ultimates there to win the fight, and they're still holding on to this trump card Nano Blade right now.
And there it is!
Not able to find a whole lot. It's going to be a bomb to find the Lucio of Golden Groudon. And kills coming in both directions. Fully charged Zarya of I Just Feel, able to deal some damage on the point here, but Bambi finally taking the numbers advantage.
And nothing feels sadder, man, than pressing Q with the Shatter and it being interrupted due to your very untimely death. So, respawn point shifts for Bambi Brigade a little bit closer. Monka S goes on over to the Brigitte. And we are seeing standard goats now, plus a Sombra.
This Sombra goats is still pretty strong, especially when they have the ultimate up. And so since Aiden has not swapped off, I'm gonna say that Unchained knows that they have the EMP up.
Walrus backpedals into the Graviton to protect his team, but Aiden trades out the main tanks. Feels Sad Man going down. I Just Feel takes down Furret. So it looks like Bambi Brigade is going to be pulling back, and with the loss of Aiden, they definitely are now to regroup and rearm.
So coming up on this next fight, Aiden has that EMP again, and Celestian with the Celestian with the Diva Bomb. That was the combo that kind of wiped first point. So I would look at that combo, and Unchained really can't rely on their Reinhardt shield in order to protect against the Diva Bomb. They really have to just find cover. And so it's up to Celestian to get that correct Diva Bomb placement. And here it goes in. Not able to find anything. Unchained, much smarter this time, playing around hard corners and not shields that can get hacked.
Feel Sad Man caught way out of position, but Doesn't manage to get back, and the shatter is huge! 5 fall, Furret takes 2, Aiden another, Furret making a triple kill. Heisenberg, DMEC'd, and Heisenberg going to be stalled into oblivion. This is terrible. Heisenberg goes down, Unchained Oblivion is going to be without a tank and the accompanying mech.
It's going to be a tough order to try and respawn here without the D.Va. They do have the bomb to roll in and a lot of ultimates, and it's a big shatter from Feel Sad Man. It's going to be beat on both sides to engage, as well as Furret popping the Transcendence. That's a lot of sustain up for Bambi right now. A hack.
The hack is huge.
Puts 6 out of commission on the side of Unchained. But no kills coming in. Aiden finally finds the D-Mech, and now the kills roll in. I just feel able to take out Walrus, however, everything else going the way of Bambi.
It's high noon. Hello?
What?
McCree?
I just Phil is on a tear here. He's gotten 2, almost 3 at this point. Big D.Va bomb coming in. He manages to evade it. And the Tracer coming out, it's full stall. And it looks like Unchained is actually able to hold here.
Shane does stabilize the push. And we only have 1 ultimate, close to 2 on the side of Bambi Brigade. But we again only have 1, not close to anyone else. Heisenberg with the D.Va bomb on the side of Unchained Oblivion. So this is going to be a heavily skill-based fight. We might see the Brigida Reinhardt combo if we need to boot Feel Sad Man out of the way for the shatter. And here comes the shatter. But here comes a bomb. It finds no one, however. And now it's going to be a test of skill with no ultimates available for anyone.
Both teams duking it out on the point. Close quarters. Feel Sad Man caught a little bit out of position and punished. Aiden building up that energy on Zarya very quickly and dealing massive damage. Snafu out for the stall now with the Transcendence on Zen. Trying to keep Heisenberg up, but just as a baby D.Va, there's not too much you can do. Stall comp coming out in full swing now. We see the Lucio, the Ball, the Brigitte. And despite their best efforts, I don't think anything's going to be able to stop Bambi Brigade at this point.
And it is not. Payload has arrived.
Score 0-3.
3-0, but with no time remaining. It took all the way to overtime. Bambi Brigade coming into a little bit more resistance that time around.
On that third point, it seemed that they weren't able to get a ton of value out of Aiden Sombra, and so it took quite a while for him to swap back over to the Zarya, and well, that cost them a little bit of time. It did allow them to secure the victory in the end, but perhaps that indecision and wanting to hang on to your hero for a little bit too long when it's not working, you know, maybe that could be improved upon in the future.
All the same, though, he did get 1 hack that was massive, all 6 in the EMP.
Yeah, that was a really good EMP. I would like to point out one other thing that was really smart on the side of Unchained. Kind of near the end, as Bambi was rolling up on their final push, Aiden came out with a hack onto a... Or no, I'm sorry, what happened? The Reinhardt of Feel Sad Man wasn't quite out to protect his team, and Walrus was in with the Walrus came out with the shatter and landed it on a whole bunch of people who had no protection from the Rein Shield, and Heisenberg launched out a D.Va bomb to kind of like save his team, so that Walrus had to turn around and shield it instead of swing on his shattered people. So pretty smart play there from the main tanks, and just another example of why they were playing a little bit smarter against Aiden Sombra there at the end.
But in the here and now, Walrus says, you know what, I'm just going to stand on the cart and dare you all to take it. And Monka S takes out Snafu. Look at this, the snipers supporting Walrus all the way up in the front line, and the supreme mobility of a Pharah-Mercy combination. What is this?
Now, I've seen quad DPS comps before, but I haven't seen 2 snipers, a soldier, and a Pharah in quad DPS before. This is unconventional, and with 2 snipers in the back, I'm not sure how Unchained will plan on dealing with this, actually.
Aiden does go down, but look at this. This is actually brilliant. This is the one time where Soldier 76 as a healer is an extremely effective example. Up on top of that close confines of that walkway, everyone can hang out right inside of his healing bubble. Aiden goes down to Snafu, and Walrus is finally taken by Caustics, but Sights comes in. Not sure it's going to be able to find anybody with Snafu's Transcendence up and running. And it doesn't look like it is, but the Dragons might do it, and they're going to be able to stall long enough. Now we start to see the switch coming into Goats. Aiden goes over to the Zarya. Monk S onto the Brigitte. Let's see if Celestian and Gold Groudon switch up. Yep, Celestian onto the Diva, and Gold Groudon onto the Zenyatta. So,
Walrus is going to stay on this Orisa here for the recontest. They have their ultimate up, and so chances are they're going to plop it down and just go all out here. Instead, Walrus finds himself extremely low. Hacked, he can't use the ultimate, and this could be really bad. I just feel finding a massive EMP there. Unfortunately, not enough follow-up.
Monk S does take down to Gold Groudon and Celestian, also adding to the frenzy. And with that ultimate used, it looks like Walrus might be... Yeah, Walrus is going to run all the way back and probably switch over onto the Reinhardt, while the 4 remaining members of Bambi Brigade are going to hold the point for a stall until their Rein gets back. Sorry, JK, it's not a Rein, it's a Winston.
Winston getting back maybe for a little bit more high ground contest, maybe just to get back to the point faster. But either way, Walrus is back in the fight now, and it'll be a full 6-on-6 engage here as Feel Sadman jumps into the back line.
Straight on in, Walrus is discorded right now. Feel Sadman on the tank goes down. I just feel does take out Gold Groudon, so there's some healing and some sustain in the back line of Bambi Brigade gone, but it's not going to matter. Monkus trades out a support of their own. Caustics on the Brigitte goes down, and 50 seconds remain. 3 ultimates over on the side of Unchained Obsidian, and 2 getting close to a Transcendence on the side of Bambi Brigade.
So the ultimate bank looking fairly even both sides. However, I just feel likely we'll get that that ult really quick on Sombra. Chances are they'll have it mid-fight, and that may be what they need in order to take the victory. Feel Sadman in the backline, forced to pop his Primal Rage, and it's going to be the beat from Executioner to try and keep the team up. All kinds of sustain rolling out both sides.
Snafu brings out the Transcendence to keep his teammates alive. Is it going to be enough? It might not be. Gold Groudon finds one, Celestian finds another, and they're being pushed back. 3 seconds, 2 seconds, 1 second. The Diva Bomb comes down, but no one gets on the cart. Bambi Brigade takes map 2, takes the evening.
Absolutely stellar play from Bambi Brigade. They were able to zone out Unchained so hard that they couldn't even get back to the point there. Excellent fights overall. Let's take a look at Walrus's play here. The huge hack. The slam.
Oh my god.
Oh my gosh. How does he do it? Excellent work there, lining up a nice shatter, but also that was a really great setup from Aiden on the Sombra there. Good teamwork from Bambi.
Good synergy indeed, and it paid off in huge ways, with Bambi Brigade looking like an unstoppable force. And this might be way too early to call and might be a blistering hot take, but I really am expecting Bambi Brigade to make it to the finals of the intermediate division if they continue to play like that.
Well, it's I'll give you that. It's definitely an early call, but from this opening map, they looked extremely strong. It'll be a force to be reckoned with, I'm sure. All right, and with that, I believe it comes to that time of the match. It's MVP time, where we hand out MVPs of both teams for their performance tonight. And we'll start with Unchained Obsidian. Who you got?
Oh man, there's a couple of people on Unchained Obsidian. I have to say that I'm gonna have to go with I Just Feel for the flexibility. They managed to play every different type of character throughout the entirety of that match. But I also have to recognize Feels Sad Man as the tank they are. And I also have to offer my sincerest condolences for hearing that hammer as Reinhardt dies, because that hurt me on an emotional level there.
You hate to see that one. Anytime you get stunned out of your ultimate or just die before it gets kicked off, then it's just unfortunate. You don't like to see that. I'll have to agree with that one. Feels Sad Man, I thought, did a pretty good job in general. He was able to swap around from various different tank heroes. We saw all three of them, really. We saw the Winston, we saw the Reinhardt, and we saw the Orisa. So, good flexibility all around, but unfortunately, not enough to pull his team to a victory today.
And as for Bambi Brigade, let me guess. You already know what I am going to say.
I think I may have an idea.
My main man, Walrus. Breaking on out with the fattest shatter that I have seen in so long. Catching out all 6. Oh my god, it was beautiful. Thank you, Walrus. I needed that tonight.
Walrus with some clutch slams there, doing an excellent job, but I think I have to give mine to my boy Aiden. Some excellent setups from the Sombra, some really good teamwork and coordination there, and also just the flex roll, swapping between a Zarya and a Sombra. Like that's not necessarily the easiest thing to do. So props to him for being able to do that.
Completely concur. Fair play from Aiden was simply okay, then. I'm just kidding. It was excellent.
All right. Well, you got your pun in at least.
I got my pun in. I had to.
All right. Well, that's it for us right now. But in about 20 minutes, we'll be back 9 p.m. EST, and we will be casting another round of UGC. We're going to be casting Winter Solstice versus 4-House. So if you guys want to stick around, we'll be back in 20 minutes. And some more UGC Intermediate for you. But in the meantime, thanks for watching, and have a good evening.